Monster on a beat.
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy KKC, and we are back with another receipt. This time, it's about the rent being higher than your credit score right now, and landlords aren't fixing a thing. $2,000 a month for roaches, mold, a broken AC. Man, that is absolutely criminal, and it's not housing. They raise the rent, but never the standards. You pay more, but get less every year. And some of y'all are paying a mortgage on an apartment and you still can't paint the walls. So let me know in the comment section what you think about these high rent prices going on around the nation. And I'll check you guys next time.
So I came across this. It says, this is the max rent you should be paying based upon your salary. Now, just so you guys know for reference, the average American makes about $49,000, which means your rent should be about $1,041. But here's the thing. The average of a one-bedroom apartment in the United States right now is $1,700. That's damn near a 70% increase, okay? Now, one thing I am happy about is that the feds are suing certain rent companies for hiking up prices and gouging renters. That's a good thing. But ultimately, the rent is just too damn high. I know in California, we have a ballot measure that talks about rent control. And people are saying, you don't want to have rent control because builders will be too shy to build. Man, forget that. We need rent control because the rent is too damn high. And what I can clearly see is that a lot of major companies are taking advantage of people, hiking up the rent and trying to squeeze people. And that's just not cool. Everybody should be able to make a profit in the United States. But gouging your fellow countrymen ain't right. That's not cool. So I'm hoping that this bill in California passes and we can get some rental relief for people that need it in terms of capping what they can go up to after your lease is done. Because I think about my mom who just lost her husband of 46 years. If I and my brother wasn't there, my mom would be looking at this price and she can't afford that.
I specifically chose this unit because I wanted to be on the top floor. I did not want anybody above me because I cannot deal with no heavy ass feet. I can't deal with no furniture moving, and I can't deal with that walking back and forth stuff because I work from home. I be at home all day. I don't want to hear it. I don't. Because the last time that I lived in an apartment and there was someone living above me, they gave me hell. And I do mean hell. And while I'm on the subject, if you lived in Windsor Chastain apartments in Atlanta, Sandy Springs in 2020 to 2021, and you stayed in 2616, I think 2616. Yeah. I still hate you. I hope you're having a terrible time right now. Whatever it is you're doing, I hope you're doing terrible because you drove me insane. But back to present day. Now that I'm on the top floor, I'm the upstairs neighbor. But I know how to be mindful, demure as an upstairs neighbor. I don't walk back and forth. I don't have heavy feet. I sit down at my desk. I work from home. I be here all day. And if I do need to walk, go to the kitchen, go to the bathroom, whatever, I put my slides on or I walk light. I know how to do that because I know and understand the struggle of having somebody over you who just don't give a damn. Anyways, why I'm renting right now is, how am I on the top floor and I still hear things? The one true enemy I fear is these apartment complexes, whoever built them, whoever chose the materials, whoever did the design, because there is no way I'm hearing footsteps right now. And I don't know if it's coming from the side or below, whatever it is. It's not as bad as it could be if somebody was living above me, but I can still hear it. And I felt like I was going crazy. I'm like, am I hearing phantom footsteps? But no, it's actually real. And I'm trying to understand how this can be happening, but I was very strategic. I've been climbing up these damn stairs, going through it, because I was like, well, at least I'll have my peace of mind. Because like I said, I work from home. I be here all day. So knowing that I could have the quiet, the calmness, It was worth it for me. Going up those damn stairs, it was worth it for me. But now I'm hearing stuff. And I'm like, what's going on? Somebody could let me know something. Because this is not making sense up here.
Why is my rent so damn high? Why did my rent go up $300? Why is my rent still going up? Because it's a seller's market right now. That's why your rent is high. So, including my own rent, which has been going up astronomically for the past, 2 to 3 years now, I'm looking to buy. But before I buy, I'm still renting. And some people don't want to buy right now, so you maybe still be renting too. If you are still renting and you're continuing to rent, rent is going up just because there's just not enough houses on the market to buy. And if you don't want to buy a house, you don't see something on the market you want to buy, you're obviously going to rent or you're going to move back home. Most people are going to rent. So that means that more people want to rent, prices are going to go up. Simple supply and demand. So if they see that rentals are in demand right now, we're going to raise the prices. But what you can do to avoid that is to move in the wintertime. That means good times to move is going to be the end of October to about mid-February-ish. Rent is going to be very low. But this is going to be a dramatic decrease in rent for states that actually experience winter. So like snow or just extremely cold temperatures. So for example, Illinois, whatever, is one of those states. Michigan is one of those states. Colorado, if it snows. But I do have a friend in Miami, so Florida. Florida prices do go low during these months, but it won't be dramatic as how they will go low here. Now, keep in mind, some people may offer you a 14-month lease, 1 month free. Make sure y'all do y'all math and make sure your lease is still ending in the winter time. Because if you do a 14-month lease and your lease ends in March, guess what? You're back in higher rent prices again. So if they are offering that 1 month free or those concessions, make sure you're asking for a 12-month lease so your lease can end at the same time. You're not pushed out at spring again where you're getting those high prices, because most buildings don't want your lease to end in the winter because they're trying to keep you so they can get someone at a higher amount. But anyways, you're welcome. Let me know if you need any more tips.
I don't know if you know this, but there is a reason behind these high ass rents. Before I get into it, like, follow, share, tag someone who may need to see this. Look, the FBI just raided Cortland Management in Atlanta for rent fixing. What is rent fixing? Well, basically, they've been fixing rents on this pretty much system called a LRO through RealPage. And so let me explain what LRO is basically. It's basically a lease rents optimizer, basically. Archstone Smith was a major company back in the early 2000s that created this system. And so it made the pricing of rents go up and down daily like the stock market. And so basically a lot of these property management software companies had incorporated this type of software. So you might call on an apartment complex one day and the rent may be roughly $2,000, and then the next day it may be $2,150, because it depends on the daily market. So now Biden has decided to probe these companies, and these companies have been rent fixing. So now the FBI is starting to raid a lot of corporate offices, thus beginning to show that there has been a rent fixing scheme, and that is why our rents are so high. So it's ridiculous, especially out here in California, whereas I entered my apartment at $1,895 and I'm now paying $2,500, even though the market rent for my apartment right now is $2,900. And if I wanted to get a 2-bedroom apartment in my area, in my building actually, is roughly running between $3,900 and $4,000 a month now, which when I entered the building, the apartments were going, 2 bedrooms were going for about $2,500. So there you go, rent fixing. This is ridiculous how these corporations are taking advantage of us to squeeze us dry. And I'm letting you know, they're talking about tax these corporations. You cannot tax these corporations because these corporations are in a trust structure. So, like I said, if you want to consult with me about trust or property management or rentals or whatever, I have a link in my bio, Snowy Consulting and Media, and you can definitely hit me up through there.
So I've been apartment hunting, and I think I'm pretty close to locking one down, fingers crossed. But maybe it's because I lived in the Midwest before California. But what happened to the price of rent? What's going on there? Because I remember when like $1,000 or $1,500 would get you a whole house. That's what we were trying to do. And even that used to be kind of tough at times. But now it doesn't even get you all the appliances. And they really try to dress this up. They're like, oh, it's the price with the washer dryer, and it also comes with a microwave. A microwave. Your selling point is the microwave. And then they'll go like, oh, we don't charge you if you want to have a view or if you want to be on this thing. I was like, congratulations, that's everybody's standard. But when did it become that you are charging people an arm and a leg, a deposit, an application fee, and all the doodads, and your selling point is like, we give you a microwave? Keep in mind, I'm not even going to get a refrigerator for the price that I'm paying at, but I'm not about to go pay more money for less space, slightly less, in like a more inconvenient area and all that other stuff. But I need to know what's going on, because this cannot be real. If you decide that your method of profit is charging people housing, you make that your responsibility. You have to create the space for people to live, because that's how you've decided you want to make your money. Telling me like, oh, I'm charging this really low price, but or this really high price, but don't worry, I gave you a microwave and refrigerator. Yes, because that's the standard of living. You've decided that's how you want to make your money, by charging what people need to live. So you need to accurately price that. I don't know why I'm expected to look at that like you're doing me a favor, because I'm also doing you a favor. This is ridiculous. Who's in charge? We need to talk.